That's weird. Oh, Lord. Let's see if I can keep it on this time. So, I just, got a call 2 hours ago. They had to rush Pop to the emergency room. He's being admitted to Ocala Regional. They would not take him to Gainesville like he originally wanted. Something about his platelets or something. I'm not exactly 100% what's going on. I still didn't get a chance to talk to the doctor. He's comfortable right now. Pop was asleep. I don't know why it keeps freezing up. But that's what's going on. They rushed him to the emergency room. I find out more in the morning. I'll pick Donovan up and we'll go to the hospital. What's going on? I know I'm live. Why do you keep doing this? Let me turn off. It says I'm live. What the heck? Is it working? I don't know what's going on with this thing, man. But again, quick going over. They called a couple hours ago, literally right after we got back from seeing him and doing that little live with him. They had to rush him to hospital. Something about his latest blood panel, whatever, came back critical, something or other. That's all she told me. And I was half asleep, so I didn't catch it all. We went up to the hospital. I took Donovan to work. We went up to the hospital, and he was sleeping comfortably. I didn't get a chance to talk to the doctor. They had already made their rounds. So I'll go back up in the morning when I pick Donovan up and try to find out what's going on. Um, it's almost like he talked it up because this is what he wanted me to take him and have him admitted to the VA in Gainesville, but I couldn't get him to understand that. I know I'm in the car. I wonder if it's the air conditioner because I have to have it running. But we that's what's going on. I don't know. Like I said, he wanted me to have him admitted to the VA, and I couldn't get him to understand. I just can't take you up there. I don't have the power to admit you to a hospital. They have to admit you themselves. Um, it was a whole big old thing with him today. Today it's not midnight yet. And here I go froze again. I guess I have to keep doing that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. We'll see. Well, I don't understand why this keeps happening. But I'll see him in the morning. Um, and we'll go from there. I'll keep everybody updated. Uh, it is, I don't know. Hopefully he was all right. He was complaining enough today, so he should be all right. It's just, he's just, he's at the hospital now, and I'm really not sure what's going on. He was sleeping pretty good. Uh, we'll see what else he's going to be complaining about in the morning. I figure as long as he's complaining about something, then he's all right. That's all I can ask for. Uh, y'all have a good night. Well, it's fine. It keeps freezing up, and I keep having to kind of get back out of it and then go back in, and then it stops freezing. But yeah, I'm exhausted. Um, Lord, yeah, I'm exhausted. Ugh. I know he's frustrated. Boy, he did not leave me alone about that scooter. Even after I signed off, that scooter, but he won't eat. And he says he can't work his feet to run because he moved around in a wheelchair by his legs, his feet. He said, I can't even do that. Well, bruh, uh, if you was at home, that's what he wants me to do, is bring him home. That's what you'd be doing. Um, he just, I don't know what he thinks. I don't know what's going on in his head right now, because in his mind, I can handle all of this stuff, and I physically, my body is giving up on me. I'm catching hell with my feet. I came home today after seeing him and changed bandages again, because I keep bleeding through it. If I stay too long on my feet, or I do too much, that incision bleeds. So I'm very, very limited on physically what I can do. And Donovan looks like a big dude. He does. He looks like he should be strong as an ox. He can do a lot, but with his CP, his upper body strength, he is really weak. So what the help Pop needs, if he is not able to build some strength up to do it, transfer him to the potty or to the bed, we can't pick him up. And the Hoya lift is that we have to move Pop or whatnot, that little hand pump one, is bent, so we can't use it. And they just replaced that was got what 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when we first moved here. VA will not replace it again. Not for 4 years. They won't replace his bed for 4 years, and that bed is crap. The first 2 years in it, the wear and tear on it, it's just the air mattress stopped working. I had to take it off and buy one of those little cheapo roll mattresses that Walmart sells and put it on there, and it's not the right size for the metal frame. So they won't fix it because it was a used bed when we got it. The new beds, the new beds at the time were a couple of $1,000s. I was lucky to find out when I can't even, it was $1,000 and change, I think, copay, and they paid the rest, and it was used. I try not to think about all that really. It's just, I don't know. I have to think about it though. That's why I get so frustrated and so depressed and feel like I'm ramming my head. I can't come up with all the answers. I don't know how my mom did everything she did, you know. And she was 63 when she passed. And she did a lot for a woman her age. She did a lot, and I don't see, because I can't. If it depends. If it's VA, yes, it's a zero copay. If it's Aetna, y'all know there's a copay on everything. Right now in that place, in that Ocala Oaks, it's through Aetna. It's not through the VA. And with the VA, yeah, you can it's zero copay, but boy, you have to wait for it. It takes forever. Like, to get his scooter fixed, it took over a year to get it fixed, and then to get it replaced, it was what, 2 years? I can't remember how long it took to get that little ramp. They never put a ramp in for us. That is a ramp Pop bought off of Amazon. And it's crap. So there's very limited on how much the VA does. So, I told him I can't get him to understand. If you can't get to where you need, bringing you home is not an option, because I'm not going to bring you home and we can't help you. It's bad enough that he would not let us put him in the shower. He would complain about not bathing and all this stuff, but he would not get his butt in the shower when we would wheel him in there, help him undress. He would not get out of that wheelchair and step into the shower and sit on that shower chair so we could wash him because he did not want us to do it. There is a grievance in process that I started 8 months ago, Amy, 8 months ago, and it's still in the processes, and we talk to them. Donovan's got them on the phone every other day, it seems like, checking on things. What's the progress? And now we're at a state to where Pop, if he can't transfer and he can't do any of the stuff that he was doing before this hospital stay, then it's going to hurt us. It's going to hurt us because we kind of support each other. Me, Pop, and Donovan. Pop's a little bit of money helps pay bills, and then me and Donovan work for the rest. Yes, we have a caseworker. That's the one that I put the grievance through, and she's the one trying everything. Their solution seems to be, hey, why don't you let that we'll pay for a nurse to come in there 4 hours a day, 4 days a week, and they can do this, that, and the third. Well, okay, they can come in and help cook and all this stuff, but if I don't have the money to put groceries in the house, then the way they explained it to me, then they can prove like a medical negligence on my part because I'm not supplying what he needs. Pop gets $256 in food stamps. That's it. And the rest, me and Donovan spend out of pocket. I am in the process. I haven't told Jay this because he's going to be really upset. I am in the process of talking to a shelter to try to get rid of almost all of my cats except for three, no more than four. I can't, and I'm gonna have to sit here and pick and choose which ones we keep. Jay's gonna be devastated. Pop's gonna be relieved, but I think the cats entertain him. Got to get rid of those just so we can cut costs somewhere, and them animals is one big cost. I do have a lead on a food bank for animals that's going to help us supply them or get some food, but not much because they supply the shelters before they supply individual people. So that's going to cut costs, but it's still food wise just a week in our household. And this is not the everyday stuff. This is the stuff that's easy for Pop to cook if he gets hungry, or the stuff that I can just throw together really fast to make a meal for them. That right there, just a week, is $300, and that is cutting corners. My food stamps, I've got until August, and then I get no more food stamps. That's helped out a big bunch. But the minute my income starts coming back in play, which it will, even with short-term disability, that right there is coming to an end in August, and I make too much money, so they say. Even though we live paycheck to paycheck and have to juggle everything, so I'm cutting costs where I can. I go to food banks. I'm able to go to twice a month, and then there's these daily ones that you can go to, I think, twice a week. And literally, when you go to these, it's like a case of hand sanitizer, a case of water. There was a case of gallon-sized cans. Remember the jalapeno peppers? Yeah, I'm slowly figuring that out. Um, and I even knowing the type of childhood I had with Pop, because we were never close. He, after my brother died. Hold on, Donovan's calling. Hello. Yeah. Who? I ain't surprised. Okay. That's why she's not called. Yeah. They're going to the movies. Okay, baby.
All right.
Bye. Have a good night.
I'll try.
Bye.
Bye.
Donovan got on there and showed me how to get an extension on that phone. So I got an extension on that bill until June 15th, I think, which is a good thing. Um, but I do try to make stuff homemade, but the homemade stuff, technically, when you, especially if it's like if I'm trying to do like for the week. Oh, why does it freeze up? There we go. Um, um, I found it's more expensive. Are you fucking serious? Oh, it's a little bit more expensive. The frozen stuff is cheaper in the long run. That's oh my lord. This is where they get you with the cheaper frozen stuff. It's cheaper to buy. Um, like a good meal, a home cooked meal or whatnot, you spend more doing that than you do buying the cheap stuff. And the cheap stuff is what's so bad for everybody. Um, that's why Pop eats a lot of soup because it. Oh my lord! This is really this is really driving me nuts. Okay, the frozen stuff I was saying is cheaper in the long run. It's worse for you. A home cooked meal is going to be more expensive, or I found it to be more expensive. Oh, so it'll let me face the camera and record. I don't know what the hell's going on. This is driving me nuts. But to buy the frozen meat, it's cheaper than buying fresh. So I've been buying, frozen chicken breast and then thawing them out. It's like almost like a chicken Alfredo. Um, um, I can do that several ways. Oh, I know. Yep, yep, exactly. And that's what I'm worried about. Um, but it's almost like a chicken Alfredo, and I could freeze that. I can do that in groups. Um, um, I can do that. But I buy a big old pack of chicken breasts and I make that chicken Alfredo thing. And then I do one that's almost like a Popeye. You take literally Mary B's frozen biscuits. You take cream of chicken soup, and you dump a frozen peas and carrots, and frozen potatoes or canned potato, diced potatoes, and mix that all in that cream of chicken soup. And then you take some of that chicken breast that you cooked, chop it up, and put it in there. Throw those Mary B's frozen biscuits on top of the pan, and then bake it that way. And they literally cook on top of that. I'm gonna kick Donovan's. This is Carmen. Wow. Hold on. Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
Donovan just told me they rushed Pop back into the hospital.
Yes, Papa's back into the hospital. Something about his blood work is crazy and off. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. He's sleeping
Oh wow.
comfortably. I didn't get a chance to talk to any doctors. When I pick him up in the morning, we're going to go back up to the hospital. They wouldn't send him to Gainesville. He's at Ocala Regional.
Oh, at least it's Ocala Regional, not Advent.
I know, but he don't like either one.
I know. I told her
Donovan
she
just
goofy.
called
She
me.
needs to hurry up.
Donovan just
She
called
don't
me
know
and,
she.
huh?
No, the girl was walking funny. Mimi's like, why is she walking like that? I was like, I don't know, but she goofy. She doesn't know if she wants to be a man or a woman. And Mimi's like, she big and sloppy. That's damn right she's sloppy looking. Everything fell.
Yeah, but Donovan just called and said, "Hey, Ma, you just missed Miss Carmen."
Yeah, I'm coming down the aisle. And I was like, oh, hey, Donovan. Because we were coming just to get tonight's dinner, and I was like, Mimi, we just might as well go food shopping while we're there.
I thought you were going to the movies tonight.
No, it's tomorrow.
I thought it was Saturday night.
No, we couldn't find it. The only thing they had was front seats. And I told Isabel, I said, girl, I ain't breaking my neck with nobody.
Oh my
I said,
goodness.
"Wait, I'm not sitting in the front." And then I was like, Sunday.
I'm going to go ahead and get off phone because she's going to be talking to a
And she's
minute.
like, okay, so we got
So I'll keep y'all
seats 5 to
updated in the
13.
morning and we'll see what's going on. Bye.
5 to 13, we got 8 seats.
8 seats?